Hello. I'm going to demonstrate the next few steps of your project once you finish all the shading like this. Okay, so I have done the majority. If I flip it this way, I can get a good idea of how it looks and what I need, what else I need to do, if I need to adjust any values, work on the background at all, or anything like that. I can get a good idea. But I'm missing one important part. Can anyone tell? Can anyone tell what important part I might be missing? Oh yeah, the area that has the tape on. Take off the tape and do the background. But if you like have something important that might be under there and you don't want it to shift, my suggestion is that you tape the bottom, then take the tape off the top, and then you have to fill in that part. If this is sticky at all, you want to get all that sticky bits off because the ink will settle on there. Now, the ink is messy and sticky, okay? And it takes an entire period to do this. All right, so this is what you need to do. Step one, you have to get a piece of newspaper. What I do is I cover my table and I leave it so I can, when I get this one all dirty, I could just flip over and I have clean paper. It's like magic, okay? So I put this down here because I'm demonstrating up here and you can't see with the thing behind it, I'm going to put just a white piece of paper. Okay, so you can see a little bit better. You don't need white paper underneath. Okay, so we are using a special kind of ink. It's called Aqua Wash etching ink. We do have some other colors, but for your first print, remember you're required to do 2 prints, but for your first print, you're going to be using the carbon black. And that's because it's the easiest one to work with, okay? And you can kind of get an idea of your values from light to dark. The other ones, the blue is a little slippery, and it is. The green's a tiny, I don't know if I even bought any more green, because the green was really hard to use. And we have burnt sienna, like a brick color, and that's a little drier, okay? So we use this one first. Okay, and I want you to imagine that you're brushing your teeth with it. I said imagine, don't actually brush your teeth. It's a good thing we have the mask on, protect your teeth in case you get, but you take off the cap, and when you brush your teeth, do you like throw this cap on the floor? Just be like, I don't need it. Yeah. Your poor families. Okay, you keep the cap somewhere nearby so you can put it back on again. Putting the cap back on your toothpaste is an important thing for happiness in your life with whoever you live with, okay? It is also important for your happiness with our family here, because my wrath will come out if you don't put the cap back on, or if it gets lost or thrown away in the newspaper. So, cap there. Another thing with the toothpaste, you don't need a lot. If we need more, we could always add more. But you put on a little bit. It's very thick. Like I said, first few bits might be hard to squeeze out. Okay, this part's not like toothpaste. Toothpaste is. Okay. It's like the charcoal toothpaste, but you don't need a lot to start off with, okay? If you need more, remember we can add more. Just takes a lot of hand strength, but we still put the cap on. I'm notorious for not putting caps on the right way. Like I always put them on crooked. If you are ever picking up anything that I put a cap on, never pick it up from the lid. It's bad news. It's just, It's something I'm just not good at. Even now. Oh my gosh. Okay. So once you have a little bit of that on, oh, you don't have to admit it, but if any of you are like, I don't like getting my fingers dirty kind of people, sorry, this project's not for you. If you're wearing white or something and you want to wear an apron, we have some aprons. Not today, but like in the future. Or you could just take off your clothes. No. We have plenty of aprons. We have usually a couple in here, and then we have more in the kiln room that we share with all the other art classes. And the reason we do this is because your hands are going to get dirty, okay? But we have 7 sinks, so that is okay. Plus, washing our hands is a very good thing to do right now, right? So this is good. Okay, so you take a piece of mat board, a piece of like leftover cardboard. I have a whole stack of them here, okay? You most likely will only need 1 for your whole thing, maybe 2, okay? And what you do is you start with this perpendicular to your plate and you just start spreading it out. I want you to either look at the clock, or you might not want to set a timer on your phone because you know your fingers will get all icky, but this should not take you more than 2 minutes, 3 minutes at very most, especially if you have trouble squeezing the ink out. I can help you with the squeezing of the ink if you need. This kind of pushes it all in there. And you want to go in different directions so it really gets in the different directions of the lines that you made. The next step, you're going to want to, if this is really, really messy, then you would flip over your newspaper to a fresh sheet, okay? Mine isn't too bad, so it doesn't really matter. Then we have this stuff that's called tarlatan, okay? It comes in a big roll and we have plenty of it, but we don't need to, you don't throw away old ones. I'll be the decider if they get thrown away. And the reason why is that the old ones work better for a lot of reasons, because the new ones are almost too rough and they dig out the ink too much. And so what you want to do is you want to get 2 or 3 of them. They're all approximately the same shape, or some might be a little bit smaller. And then you roll one up in a ball, okay? And then you take another one and you wrap it in there. Okay, so one roll in a ball and you wrap it in there, and you take all the loose ends of the other one and you twist it. So you get this little ball shape. Okay. Now it is best to do this part of the project while standing up, because you need to press down, and you're going to be doing this motion. You press down and turn, down and turn. So if it took 3 minutes to put the ink on, I want you to spend another 3 minutes going around your whole thing, pushing in the ink like this. Cleaner piece of paper to put underneath. Okay, and then I am going to take a third piece, something slightly cleaner, and put it on top. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same thing. All over, mainly in the lighter areas, but all over. Okay, and once you've done that, so you can see a little bit more of the face, it's starting to become a little bit clearer. Then you move on to the next stage, and that's putting your finger under there and doing spots cleaning. Okay, so here, yeah, and you'll start seeing your image emerge. You bring it over here, and I made this little chart. Okay, you can see up there too. It says ink side up, and it has two rectangles on it. Okay, so what side of the plate do you think you put up first?
Ink side.
The ink side, okay? One of you will put the ink side down. One of you. Maybe two. Okay, so there's a piece of acetate on top of it just to keep that little template clean, and you line it up in that center rectangle. This you may want to keep on the side to pull off your paper if needed. Otherwise, you want to throw it in the trash. Okay. Then you take your paper and you line up your paper as best as you can on there. You don't want it to shift around. So if you have it on there crooked, you really don't want to reposition it because it gets ink on it the second you put it down. Okay? So a little bit about the press. It does feel like you're driving a ship. Okay? It is like a super fancy press. These are thousands and thousands of euro. So no, you cannot put other things in it just to see how squished it can get, including fingers. I know, I've taught 7th grade enough to ask. No, okay. Now the anatomy of the this printing press. I don't know why they call it this, but this is the bed.
Why people sleep.
And can you guess what this piece of cloth that goes over the bed is called? The blanket.
Oh wait, so that's the person?
And that's you, so that is the person.
Yeah, so you just get smushed under a piece of
But we need a sheet first, and a piece of paper is called a what? A sheet of paper. I know, it's crazy. I just have
What?
I cry. You know the bed sheets.
So, bed, our little babies are on there, and then we need a sheet to go over top. There's usually clean sheets over there, because you don't want a dirty sheet on your bed, right? Okay. Then you gently put the blanket down. You don't want to be rough with the blanket, okay? If you are too rough, or you put it down like, it might cause it to shift. And remember, you're putting your little baby selves to sleep.
That's fine.
Okay? I have already adjusted the pressure of the press.
Now we
This has a, don't touch these little knobby things here. So when you go to spin this, it's almost counterintuitive. Everyone wants to go the opposite way. But if you want the bed to go that way, you have to push this way. And you'll be able to feel when it goes over the plexiglass.
Now,
the boat's sinking.
Okay, so you want to go one way,
Yeah.
the bed is falling off.
but you don't want it to go too far over or else the bed will fall off. And falling off the bed is not a good thing.
No, the bed is falling off, not falling off the bed.
Well, either way. So you want to do both directions.
Of what? The ceiling.
Now, since this is the first print that I've done today, I'm not 100% sure the pressure is perfect. So I always wanted, but any which way, I think it's always a good idea to do a sneak peek. So I put my hand on the sheet, so don't startle the baby.
So slide, you know.
Okay.
Just like Drake.
Is this real life? Is it fake?
All right, now this is the fun part. This is the big reveal. So
Woohoo.
I'm just gonna drag it over here so you can see it. There, what I like to do is you just start lifting it up a little bit so you can see.
Holy schmizzle. Oh,
What?
that looks like Miss Russo.
You would never know because you only see me like this. That's what the bottom half of my face looks like. All right,
Yeah, you just cut it off and stick it on film.
and then I'm always giving you side eye. So what I noticed on my print is that after doing it for the first time, it's pretty good, but I think this side I over wiped a little bit. So maybe I could either go back and add some more lines, or I could just make sure when I go to wipe next time, I leave it dark like this. Okay? Now, all of you have numbers, remember?
I'm 6.
Okay? If you don't remember, it's written over there, but these all have numbers too. Okay? So,
I'm saying number with people.
yeah, what you say?
Put it on a wrap that has your number.
Yes. Now I have 3 7th grade classes. So if you're number 6, there's 2 other people who have number 6. Do not just lift up the dry rack because things just like fly. This is thin. You just slide it in. If you're printing again, what you need to do is you need to clean this. Okay? Yeah. You don't have to clean it amazingly, but you do need to clean it. So this is how we're going to clean it. What you do is you clean both this and your hands at the same time. You put on a nice little dab, squirt of soap. Okay? You can use the scrub brushes, but I think they're a little hard. You don't want to scrub too hard on it because the idea, okay, so printing on a plexiglass plate is like a step on learning how to do etching, where etching is where you print with metal, like zinc plates, and you put it in acid and it eats away the metal, and you can make thousands upon thousands of prints. With the plexiglass print, all of these will get pushed down over time, and you can get probably 6 good prints before the plate starts to wear down, okay? So if you scrub too hard, it will, your plate will be damaged. So we don't want to scrub too hard. I, however, have a collection of toothbrushes. To answer your questions, yes, they were all mine or my kids. They have been washed and they were not in this condition when I used them. Okay? They were put through the dishwasher and they have been used actually for a couple years in the art room. Okay, I still do not use them anymore. Mine is slightly cleaner.
Slightly.
But you would never know because you don't know the condition of my teeth under here. They could be like black and falling out. You have no idea. Give a quick scrub to it till the water runs relatively clean. Okay? Did that take very long?
No. Yes.
My whole night.
Yeah.
The picture looks like it's crying.
It is. It's me crying. Okay. I want to touch my mask. Okay. Just shake it off a little bit in here. Don't shake it off so it gets other people wet. All right. And then we'll have something here. So it's only your classes all together. So it's easier to find. At this point, you can then go and wash your hands better and get all of the other parts clean.